What is going on, everybody? How we doing? Oh, I'm excited to get on here and get some stream action happening today. Close that. I got weird things popping up, so I'm trying to close them out before we get started. Oof. Took me a while to try to get on today, but I'm excited to come on and just kind of start getting some artwork done. Gonna be kind of a chill stream today, so I'm gonna get right into making some work happen. So I'll be checking the chat. If people who want to join in want to ask questions or whatever, feel free while I work on some stuff. We'll talk about whatever. Like we always do, just kind of a way for me to hang out while I'm working on production stuff and still chat and chill with you all. So, and that's what these streams will kind of be. You can ask questions about animation, or we can talk about the stuff I usually talk about on my gaming channel or whatever. You can ask away. And so, just going to go ahead and get right into it. That makes sense. It does. All right. One thing I've discovered through the whole process of learning animation and teaching myself animation and everything is I come across a lot of happy accidents sometimes. A line here or a line there that kind of changes, like a stray line here or a stray line there, that completely changes how I look at the thing that I'm working on at the time. And it's a fun little experiment in, you know, what will I allow, what will I have to go back and change, that kind of stuff. It's like his knuckle got dislocated there. Okay, that doesn't work. So we're gonna have to go back and edit the tie down here. Just kind of ever so slightly. There we go. There. Give me another drink. I'll be right back. We're back. Oop. Ooh, this is a good one. What is this? Okay. Whenever I'm, hey, what's up, Ace Pilot Rick Hunter? Whenever I'm, on here, like, just kind of working on my iPad, I prefer to do, like, line art, just straight up line art, with, no anti-aliasing on my iPad. Because I feel like I've got like it's a better feel when I'm drawing directly onto my pad. I don't have a Cintiq or anything like that. I've got like a cool big Wacom tablet that I could use, but it feels nice to just draw directly onto it. So during these streams, you'll see me kind of working on the iPad kind of workspace here when I'm doing line art. And then when I switch over to doing my colors and renders and all that kind of stuff, all that's done on desktop, so it's kind of a different kind of layout for that. So you'll see that kind of switch up. But when I'm just trying to knock out line art, anything where I'm sketching directly onto the canvas, I'm not doing fills or edits or renders or something like that. All of the hand sketching and hand drawing will be done directly onto the iPad. That's just how I prefer to work. I've seen some absolute wizards just be able to just break out like a Wacom, look at the screen and just sketch away. I can't do that. It's hard for me to do that. Oop. Looking alright. Looking a little cocky, right? Renzia in Volume 4 that I'm working on the scripts for as we speak. Editing some scripts and getting some other things knocked out and worked on. He's got some really good dialogue. Like, it's some of the best dialogue I've written for him so far. I'm really excited to get that out there. And all the music you're hearing, these are bits of music that we've selected for the Araura soundtrack. So everything you're hearing playing in the background, this is all music that's going to be in the show. This piece of music right here especially gets me hyped, because I know what's coming in the future that we're working on for the sequence. I don't want to give it away. I'm also the worst about keeping secrets, so I am awful about keeping secrets. But I've been pretty good about keeping secrets for everything I'm working on for this. I do have like a kind of inner circle that I kind of spill the beans to, kind of get their feedback on story and story elements and what they think, kind of like story editors in a way. And I am looking for a couple of new editors to possibly bring in to work on numerous other things. So, because I've got a lot of stuff getting ready to pump out, so if you're interested and you've had experience doing editing and stuff, hit me up. go. Alright, so we've got Renzia's line art complete. Looking kind of brash, looking kind of cocky. So I'm going to do a top layer here. It's just kind of like the fill lines and stuff. And I do a top layer for this, so when I'm filling the layer underneath, like it doesn't try to catch any of the lines around. I don't have to go in and fill underneath of them or anything like that. Even with anti-aliasing, you'll still find that sometimes, especially when you export them as GIF sequences. And you're bringing them into After Effects or whatever, you'll see a little bit in the background through a pixel or something. Very aggravating to me. So I have learned to just kind of do that. And then when that's done, you just flatten it all as one thing and you don't have to worry about it. There he is. So let's see, I can hide that tie down layer and get a good look at him. So what I will do is I'll go ahead and go there. That's good. Boom. And on this channel, we will be working on lots of different things. Not just production artwork for the show, but when we're getting deep into production artwork on the game, assets for the game, comic book pages. Some people call my book manga. It's, even in Japan, manga is just a word for comics. But you know, pages, we'll be doing post stuff, editing, all kinds of stuff here on the channel. I'm excited about doing these production streams because it kind of gives people a look into, a lot of people on my gaming channel there have inquired about what, how much work goes into doing this, and because they've been curious about doing their own thing or whatever. So I thought this would be a cool way to kind of pull back the curtain and let people in on kind of what the day-to-day workflow looks like when I'm working on stuff here. So, but we'll be working on lots of different stuff here. So I'm really excited about getting into all those things. Actually, I want to start a layer, and for when I'm doing spot blacks or anything like that, because I really go for that 90s fantasy aesthetic, 90s, early 2000s. They used a lot of spot blacks in their artwork. So whenever I do that, I just start a layer above my clean art called K, and I just go in and start filling in where I want to drop that those dark black tones. I will use my lasso tool to do that stuff. I've gotten fairly good with the lasso tool. Like, the lasso tool is your friend, especially if you're, you know, animating a whole show by yourself, like some psycho, like somebody you might know that you're watching stream right now. The lasso tool becomes your friend very quickly. And with these shapes, like, I just try to think up what might be some cool looking shapes. You know what I mean? Like, you have an idea of what your lighting is. Like, this finger is kind of over this pinky finger. The pinky finger is going underneath, so it's going to cast a little bit of a shadow. So, and then also this is a rounded piece of metal right here around the fingers of his gloves. So where it's rounded, you want the sides to kind of be shaded out a little bit. In our situation, they're in the dark lane. There's not a whole lot of light, but there is light in the atmosphere. So you have to take into account that, you know, there are numerous points of light in a dark area. So I have to take that into consideration when, especially when you're lighting like metal and glass and things like that. Those tend to have greater variance in their values when you're going back and forth with the lighting. So his earrings are just cheap metal. He hasn't had an infection yet, though. They don't get infected. This is fun. I'm really having a good time just doing this. And for anybody who might be tuning in later on, you know, this is my first real stream for doing this. So yesterday I did like a test stream to kind of see how things work and figure out how to. I'm still finding things I need to make work a little bit differently. Like I kind of want to move the iPad screen a little more centered. I want to put like a little transparent background behind the chat because Ace Pilot, I can barely see your name against the green grass there. So little things I'll be tweaking and working on as we go. But yeah, it's good stuff. I'm really excited about it. This right here should actually be a spot black, so we'll do that right there. And I'm going to put that underneath there. So let's go in here. This clean area right here, I want to get rid of that so that black comes through right there. Cool. Let's see. So now we are going to come in here. We're going to set up our lighting profiles for him. Alright, I have to do my shadows first. That's just more helpful for me in the long run. And again, when we go to color him and do his renders and stuff like that, that will all be done on the desktop. There we go. You're looking good, Mr. Renzia. As good as a lazy vagabond with questionable bathing schedules can look, right? This is one of the themes for the Darklands in Araura. Okay. Let's go back to our K layer. His metal protective gauntlets. I forgot to put a little extra contrast on those. There we go. Okay, he's coming along. And the reason I'm heavily shading this as I am is I may be passing this color work in particular off to another artist. So if I do that, I want them to know exactly the areas I want dark and light and how much of it. So that's, if it were just me, I would know where that needs to go. And if it was a piece of work specified for just me, like if I designated it in the file name that it's self, then I wouldn't need to do this stuff. But where I might be passing this off, I need to make sure that the artist knows what areas I need dark, what areas I need light. There we go. You're looking good, sir. Alright, that's gonna do it for today. I gotta get ready to leave for work. So, appreciate y'all hanging out and watching and everything. We'll be doing these more daily. I don't know how much this weekend I'll be able to do this, but maybe during the evenings. Definitely probably some tonight when I get home. Not too crazy though, because I gotta work all day tomorrow. So, anyway, y'all have a great one. Thanks for tuning in. Like I always say, be good to each other, stay safe, keep rocking, and I will see you all for the next Aurora live art stream. Tell your friends, tell your buddies, anybody who's into animation, artwork, all that kind of stuff. Tune in, ask questions, all that kind of good stuff. And as this channel gets rolling, I think it's going to be pretty cool. So y'all have a good one, and I will catch you later.